But when I began to think, how does a man who's a bagman for organized crime in Chicago end up in the president's house in Abuja? How does that happen? Well, I then discovered that it didn't happen at all. That not only was he a bagman for the mafia, he also stole the election in Nigeria. That's when I discovered he was the bagman. Yes, he literally carried a bag of hundreds of thousands of dollars of drug money in Chicago. He should have gone to prison, but instead he just gave the feds the money. Now, okay, that's a common or garden story in Chicago.
Welcome to Nation's Voice Tower, your most preferred YouTube channel. I told you I'm going to be back with lots of updates. Now, I promised you that I will reveal to you that particular source or senator that spoke about Senator Godswill Akpabio and how they are planning to deal with him. I promised you that in my last update. Now, here it is. My name is Angelo, your usual anchor. Well, that person is no other person than Senator Ali Ndume. Now, Senator Ali Ndume has called out the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, over his comments, recent comments on the fact that some token of some amounts of money were sent to the senator's account to ease their recess period. Now, this particular senator is very, very angry about what Senator Akpabio said, and this was his reaction. You will know that from his reaction, they are planning something against the Senate President. Now, he said, Ndume is reacting to Akpabio's disclosure that money had been sent to the senators to spend as they do during their recess. Ndume said senators will take drastic action against Akpabio if he continues to make unguarded and reckless comments that portrays the lawmakers in bad light. Senator Ndume said Akpabio's comments were unbecoming of an elder, statesman, and someone that occupies the position of the number 3 citizen in the country. Listen to what he is telling his Senate President. Speaking with BBC Hausa service, Ndume confirmed that senators received 2 million naira each. He, however, lamented that Akpabio's remark was an embarrassment to senators. Now, the truth remains that Senator Ndume will never be at close communion with Senator Akpabio, even not because of anything, because they had vied for the Senate President. They wanted to vie for it together before there was a twist in the final time or in the final terms of the election. Now, the truth is, after revealing that all senators received 2 million naira each, he said, I am making this comment with a heavy heart because he, that is Akpabio, is the cause of this controversy. He made a very, very strong and wrong statement, and I warned him immediately that his comments were unbecoming of an elder. In fact, we are planning to take drastic action against him if he continues making unguarded statements and acting as if we are kids. That means that particular issue that happened in the Senate House that day is not a joke. That means it has been taken to the next level. Well, it's good that it's happening amongst themselves so that we will see how the Senate will disintegrate, because this Senate looks to be like a rubber stamp Senate. Hence, the reason why we must see the end. I'm very, very happy about the opposition parties in the House of Senate and the House of Representatives, because they are really standing as oppositions this time around. At least let's hope that they don't get subdued over time. The truth remains that these senators and some people in the high places have plans to spend our money and spend it recklessly. How can you give senators 2 million each? It is nothing to them, yes, we know, but to common Nigerians outside, these amounts of money are something very, very important. Why not bring up these 2 million naira each? I think there are up to 108 senators, if I'm not wrong. bring all of them each, and then see what to do about it. Okay, or let them even produce 1 million naira each from their 2 million to show that they are really remorseful of it. We are not asking them for their salaries. If you bring them out, it may give up to 100 million or something. It could go a long way to fund some schools, or to even go down to the grassroots and to the suburbs and do something very, very crucial. 100 million in the grassroots would go a very, very long way. If you go house by house and share relief materials, you will help people at a very, very great degree compared to having 2 million to your pockets after pocketing a whooping sum of over 13 point something million or thereabouts as salary. Well, we'll continue to talk until we are vindicated by any means. Now, secondly, my video or my next video is going to shock you, all right? The international community has not stopped disgracing President Bola Ahmed Tinibu. I don't know how to say all this, because this particular update is very, very, very sad, and it is so sympathetic. Ahmed Tinibu, the president of Nigeria, has been disgraced again by an international TV station, all right? Now, this man that was speaking, I don't think you will not even need to know the man, because when you listen to him speak, you will know that he is not just speaking from a blind perspective. He is speaking from a very, very rich and a very, very information-inclined perspective. He knows everything he's saying. Please, before I go further, let me allow you watch this video so that you will know. I showed you the video during the introduction, so that you will know what people outside Nigeria or outside the country where Tinibu governs know about him. When you come over in Chicago, you will listen to everybody saying things about him. Watch this video. When we come back, I will give you more details.
But when I heard him preaching about the sacredness of democracy and free and fair elections in relation to his neighbor Niger, when I heard him as a saint, like Saint Francis of Assisi, talking about the absolute unacceptability of people coming to power in an African country, other than, by implication, like him, through a pristine election system, I began to look more closely at him. That's when I discovered he was the bag man. Yes, he literally carried a bag of hundreds of thousands of dollars of drug money in Chicago. He should have gone to prison, but instead he just gave the feds the money. Now, okay, that's a common or garden story in Chicago, which in the time of Al Capone and in the time of Joe Biden is a criminal hellhole presided over by Joe Biden's party for the best part of 100 years. It kind of happens. But when I began to think, how does a man who's a bag man for organized crime in Chicago end up in the president's house in Abuja? How does that happen? Well, I then discovered that probably it didn't happen at all. That not only was he a bag man for the mafia, he also stole the election in Nigeria. Now, even then, it was not my intention to get locked into a confrontation with him. I have many fish to fry. I have many conflicts, countries, issues to cover. And then I discovered that not one but two of the main newspapers in Nigeria carried an op-ed in the name of a Mr. Ono, and by golly will he be saying Ono by the time I'm finished with him, which was the most fantastically defamatory, baseless, twisted piece of journalism about me I have ever read. And believe me, I've read plenty. Not only was it littered with absolute...
Alright, you've watched the video and you've seen what is being said about the president. Inasmuch as it is nothing to write home about, I would like to draw our attention to what was said in that video. See, the truth remains that if you go outside the shores of Nigeria, you touch down in Chicago, you touch down in Las Vegas, you touch down in California, right? You touch down in Illinois, all right? You will see that almost everybody that has lived in these places for the past 45 years knows these histories, okay? And they always talk about it to their classmates, their pupils, their students, you know, their children, just like a sort of myth or a sort of historical narration or narrative. And I'm surprised, just like the man is surprised in that video, that same person came up and is governing the country to the extent of being handed the sacred reins of the economic community of West African states. Okay, a very, very strong seat that has been held and revered for a very, very long while now. All right, so it baffles me, but we hope that things turn out for the better, especially from the Presidential Elections Petitions Tribunal, because we all were witnesses, living witnesses to what transpired on the 25th day of February and on the 1st day of March, respectively. Finally, I would drop with a particular video, very, very important. If you know the recent or the new governor of Rivers State, Similai Fubara, you will know that he's a very serious looking person. Now, if you have never seen him so angry, then I would urge you to stay tuned and watch this video, because I myself have never seen him in a very, very angry mood. I have not seen any governor in this angry mood before. Do you know what made him angry? I will allow you to watch this video. After you watch the video, then we will talk about the anger and what brought about it. Stay tuned.
I got 2 protest letters. One, they call them Ogbebema People's Forum. I got another protest letter for T.T. Kallio and Company. They wrote, the T.T. Kallio is a legal firm. He wrote protest letter demanding that the section of Omoko Ebema Road should be withdrawn from Setraco and given to Julius Berger. I start wondering who gave that person such a power to ask for such thing. Even if you want to ask for it, do you do it like a command? This job was originally awarded to Darissa, not today, many years ago. For one reason or the other, the job was not done. When a lot of money was paid, even when the job was even reviewed. And before the immediate past administration left, they found that these people are people that have always worked with us, that have supported our party. Why can't we revisit this matter again? And that job was awarded to Setraco. So when I got this letter, I felt it would be proper to call your leaders, to call your chief, the Oba and his people, and to make my position very clear. The contractor will continue with his job. I expect you people to give them the necessary cooperation. Are you trying to be like the Andoni people, that one simple section of project for 24 years could not be delivered? People are more than that. So I'm appealing to you, give the contractor the necessary support, cooperation, so that this section of that road will be completed when the other one joins from Ahoda. And you have a stretch and clean road. We are going to monitor what the contractor is doing and ensure that it does a standard job for you. That is my position, and I want to say it here. I will not tolerate, I underline and repeat, I will not tolerate any sabotage. If there's any sabotage, I will ask the contractor to pull out and will not do it again. This project was given to you people. You nominated the contractor. The contractor failed. We are doing another job again here. We are paying another money. In fact, let me make it clear to you. The original cost of that job when it was awarded was 8.8 billion. Later on, it was reviewed for 13.3. The total amount paid as at that time before the revocation was 12.7 billion. You can understand how we feel about it. And now we have awarded this job to Centraco for 7.5 billion, and we have already committed about 5.2. To tell you our commitment, within this 5.2 I'm telling you about is within my own tenure. The job was awarded before the immediate past administration left, and as soon as I came in, I said, no, people who supported me. A lot of you are my people. Why should we delay on this thing? It will be bad when the Ahoda side gets to Omok, and the Omok to Egbema is not properly done. So they must do it at once. I don't want sabotage. If you like to sabotage yourself, don't sabotage my own administration. I'm serious. So please, I'm begging you, work with your leaders. Every time it's not protest. Every time it's not text message. Every time it's not contamination. It gets to a time when everybody comes together for the progress of their community.
All right, you've watched the video there. A certain law firm petitioned him. Some people can really play. Lots of people are joking in this country. A certain law firm petitioned him. Had the guts and courage to send the petition to a governor of a state, asking for a particular road construction project or contract be lobbied to another construction company. Why? What is the importance? What do you stand to gain from such a petition? Okay, because you are a chamber, or because you are a law firm, we should run away. Some people really know how to misuse. They really know how to misuse their opportunities and their occupations and careers. What do you mean by that? Other issues that feel or that tend to be part of the origin of his anger in that video. All right. So let me urge our viewers, please like our videos, share them. Don't forget to drop a comment for us in the comment section, because we need these comments. Please, finally, I would always tell you to watch till the end and subscribe to this channel, as well as tap the notification button so that you will always get updates anytime we drop a new video or content. From our table, we would like to draw the curtains here. See you next time. Bye.